And that was hard to hear. It was hard to hear. And because he, I would have never in a million years thought I'd be in a situation where I'm in someone's office and they're expressing something like that to me. Hey, it's Josh. If you're new here, I'm here to help you with your IT career or just being a human here on Earth. Today, we're going to talk about why some IT staff are loved more than others. And the last one will actually make people request you by name. So stick around. Why should you listen to me? I was awarded Employee of the Year last year. I've been in IT since 2011. My current role is an IT manager at a medium to large size organization. You might be thinking to yourself, what does love have anything to do with customer service? Well, let me go through 3 topics that might change your mind. First one might sound obvious, but it needs to be said. Actually care. Like actually care when someone calls in. For example, I had a request to install a single printer for a manager just so they could print their own documents to their own printer in their office. Anyone who works IT knows that this just causes all kinds of headaches. We have to, purchase a printer for that person, install the drivers, then maintain that printer. It's just a hassle. It's much easier to just tell the person, hey, please use the printer in the office. Well, one thing that I have really tried to do is try to say no less often and instead provide alternatives. So if I didn't care, I would have told that manager, no, have a nice day. No, nothing after that. Instead, I actually called that person and said, is there a problem with the printer at your office? Like, I would love to, make this as easy as possible for you. But unfortunately, budget constraints, I cannot provide what you're asking. But what I can do is try to solve why you can't use the printer at the office. Turns out the printer at the office, the main printer, it didn't take legal size paper or something like that. I can't remember. It was like something to do with the paper. We called the printer company. Our printers are managed by, a third party company. They just came out and installed a new tray. It cost cost a couple $100, but we would have spent that in a printer anyway. But now everyone can print using that same. So when you show you actually care, people remember that. Like, oh, I called in, although they didn't, when you actually care, no matter what the ticket is or what the issue is, you're trying to get down to what the problem is. And then your job is to come up with the solutions that branch off that problem. I know that she tried to give me a solution by just purchasing a printer, but I'm in IT. My job is to go like, okay, I already know that branch. It has 2 printers in that building. Why are none of those 2 able to provide her a solution? So let me find that out. Tip number 2, speak in plain English. I can't tell you how long I've been in this industry, and there's just always someone in the office that has to speak almost in, some kind of cryptic language when what we work on, for the most part, like the manuals we read, yeah, there could be a couple technical terms in there, but for the most part, it's written in English, the language we all speak. So when you start throwing out terms like DHCP or VLANs or, things to us that are very easy to understand, they don't know. So when I'm talking to a customer, I make sure so I'll give you an example. We had a yacht club I worked at, and it was like clockwork. Around 5, 6 p.m. or on the weekends, all of a sudden, half of the customers in the building would have internet and half of them wouldn't. And what it turns out to be was the DHCP lease was getting filled up. Now, would I tell the customer that? No. What I'm going to tell them is, our router can only support so many devices. The way it was configured, I've reconfigured it so it can allow much more devices. And I'll leave it at that. Now, I do have some customers that would love to know what all that means, and they want to dig deep into that. you know, what exactly happened. Those are few and far between. The majority, like I'd say 90% of the people, they just want to know, is it fixed? It's all they care about. I think that's why Apple is so successful. They just open the damn laptop and it works, right? I mean, imagine going to the doctor and you've been diagnosed with terminal illness like cancer, and they start throwing all these terms that you don't understand at you. That would feel scary. And I know that this isn't cancer. We're just talking about IT here, but I'm just using it as an example. Like, people just want to know what the solution is and is it fixed? That's it. Tip number 3, and this is the most important one. Have empathy, otherwise known as love in your heart. I can't tell you how important this one is. You don't know what people are going through. You have no idea. When they are calling into the help desk, or they're putting in a ticket, they are frustrated, they're dealing with these problems, but it goes beyond that sometimes. And I'll give you an example. So I try to connect with the people in my office. Like, for example, I know some of the people that I help at my office, some of them go hunting, or they like to, go to the gym or things like that. I know these little things about people, and I'll go like, oh, how was the gym this weekend? Or, anyway. Well, one of them, I was in their office fixing a problem, and it was another man, same age as me. And he expressed to me that he tried to take his own life. And that was hard to hear. It was hard to hear. And because I would have never in a million years thought I'd be in a situation where I'm in someone's office and they're expressing something like that to me. And, that person has now gotten help. But, if I was nasty to that person, like, I can't even imagine what, you know what I mean? Like, you just don't know. And ever since that interaction, I'm not saying I assume that every time, but I certainly try to be understanding of the fact that you have no idea what's going on in these people's lives. I treat it the same way as road rage. When someone cuts me off on the road, or if someone is, upset with me for whatever reason, I try to have empathy for that person, because I don't know what they're going through. I have no idea. I don't know what it's like to go through divorce. I don't know what it's like to, be taking care of someone who's terminally ill. You don't know what's going on at home. You don't know. And I have connected with so many people that I've laughed and cried, I've hugged, and I think that's my superpower. And I hope that becomes yours too, because really any of those things should be natural for humans. And it's just expressing love. That's really all it is. And love should be the currency of life, because it is. It is the whole reason I feel like we're here. We're here to love each other. And the more that you give out, the more you're going to receive. If you need to, if religion gets you there, if being a part of a support group gets you to this philosophy, it doesn't really matter as long as you get there. Because once you understand that, you understand how to be helpful to other human beings. And helping people, as small, as dumb as it sounds, but helping people with their IT needs is kind of an act of love. And I don't know if you knew this, but just holding the door for someone is an act of love. I mean, anyway, if you found this helpful, please like and subscribe. Please share below anything you've connected with while working in IT, and just showing empathy. I love to hear your stories. We are not in a business where we can't go without being connected to others, because we are literally in the business of connecting people to each other through technology. So anyway, thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks.